As a black man in the light skinned community, this has been a pretty rough time for me, alright? I just had to watch a 3-4 hour concert. What people are basically saying is a funeral for one of my favorite rappers of all time. And then I had to watch Jaylen Brown win the finals MVP over Jason Tatum. My light skinned brothers, we need to lock in and get focused. But what up, y'all? It's your boy Nick. And on a serious note, I just got back from work. It is midnight right now. I was at work watching this Kendrick Lamar concert, the Pop Out and Friends, whatever you want to call this. And if I had to sum this concert up into one word, it would just be damn. Double entendre, don't ask me how. I can't be too loud because of my apartment, but from start to finish, this concert was amazing. Let's start with the first set, DJ Head. I had no idea who this dude was until all this Drake Kendrick stuff popped up, but shout out to him because I feel like he extremely capitalized off of this moment, but shout out to him. I saw some people online making fun of this part of the show because they were saying that the crowd was empty. They were saying, oh, we don't know who these guys are, but to me, that's what made that part of the show so great. I actually enjoyed discovering new artists and finding new music to listen to. I didn't know who some of these guys were, but I just remember Jay Worthy, I believe was his name, Zoe Osama, and I don't know if he has like a name that he actually goes by, but RJMRLA. He was one of my favorites from the earlier part of the show. I had no idea who he was. It was some other people that I liked too, but I didn't get their names, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. But to me, that whole part of the set was amazing, especially that RJ guy. As soon as he came onto that stage, the energy that he had stage presence, which we're gonna talk about later with Kendrick Lamar. But that part of the show was incredible. And then DJ Mustard on the beat. DJ Mustard gave us Steve Lacy, Ty Dolla $ign, Dom Kennedy, Tyler the Creator, and YG and others. Bro, I got chills when I was watching that because that's the thing about this. I'm actually old enough where all of these people were a part of my youth. They were a part of the shaping of my personality, the shaping of my music identity today. Like that 2012, 2013 era. I graduated high school in 2012. I went to college 2012. That whole YG DJ Mustard era, that was like my sophomore year of college. Such a great time in my life. And then Dom Kennedy, bro. Dom Kennedy is an example of an artist that you just had to be there. Like, it's for some people, they say he's washed, and some of his projects over the last few years hasn't been really good. But Dom Kennedy, at that early years ago part of his career with the Yellow album and Get Home Safely, and I forgot he had a mixtape too, another mixtape that was fire as hell. Dom Kennedy was a moment. When it was summertime, you knew you had to listen to Dom Kennedy. Now people listen to Larry June. For me, I prefer Dom Kennedy over him. And I also prefer Get Home Safely over the Yellow album. I've heard that's a hot take, but Get Home Safely was 10 times better than Yellow album, in my opinion. And then YG, I saw YG perform live when I was in college at ODU, my sophomore year, or no, my junior year. YG was the man, bro. I mean, he did Tooted and Booted, Who Do You Love? So many moments that just brought me back to years ago in my youthful years. But shout out to YG, his set was great. And Tyler the Creator, I'm not even the biggest Tyler the Creator fan, but it's just been crazy to see him and the rest of Odd Future and the growth that they had over the years. Tyler the Creator came out, you would have thought Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock came out, like the pop that he got from the crowd. I ain't know what the hell was going on. Like I said, I was watching this at work. I turned around so quick. I'm like, what's going on? Tyler the Creator killed his set. DJ Mustard is incredible. He has an album coming out. I think he has a song with Travis Scott coming out on Friday, Parking Lot, I believe. Glad DJ Mustard is back on the scene. And we got that warm weather now. We get Dom Kennedy, DJ Mustard, YG. Come on, man. And then we get to Kendrick Lamar and his set. This nigga came out to Euphoria. I ain't gonna lie. Like, look, when it comes to this Kendrick Lamar beef, I like both of them. I know this is gonna sound crazy. I'm one of the few people I feel like on the internet who actually like both artists. I feel like I gotta do this in every video. Hold up. I'm light skinned. People like to call me an Aubrey Angel. I like Kendrick. I buy Kendrick albums. Shut up. I buy his albums. I just criticize him because he's a human. In the Drake-Kendrick beef, I was leaning more with Drake because Drake is one of my favorite rappers ever. I like Drake a lot more than I like Kendrick. Like, I listen to Drake and J. Cole more than I like Kendrick, but I love Kendrick. Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, all great albums in my opinion. Kendrick destroyed this performance. That's everything, start to finish. From the track list, starting off with Euphoria, then going into DNA, and then I think he went into Element. Like, people were saying online that it seems like every song that he picked in some way was another shot at Drake, and I live for that type of petty. I say all the time, I feel like hating is very underrated. People are way too positive these days. Hate. And another thing with Kendrick, his first two songs, Euphoria is like 6 minutes long, and then he did like, you know, DNA has two parts to it. He did just the first part of DNA, which is probably like 3 minutes. Kendrick Lamar rapped for like 8, 9, 10 minutes with no background vocal, no background track, and he sounded great. Like, Kendrick Lamar is a great performer. I would love to see Kendrick in person perform. Like, he has one of my favorite music performances ever, like two of them actually. The Grammy performance with Imagine Dragons when he did the Radioactive, and he also performed a song off Untitled Unmastered on the Jimmy Fallon show. I forgot which song that was, but he is just a great performer. I mean, like I said, no background track. It was a couple of moments where he might have forgot his words and he tried to play it off, but that's cool, especially with how many words he usually has in all his songs. It was some tracks where he sounded just like the studio version, which is crazy, which you can't say that for Blast. You can't say that for Ty Dolla $ign. Blast sounded terrible. I think that's how you say his name. He sounded terrible. I like his music, but he sounded like. And then, bro, Kendrick Lamar, he brought out Black Hippy. And like, for me, my favorite person and my favorite member of Black Hippy, TDE, whatever you want to call it, is J-Rock. I've been a big J-Rock fan for years. It was so good to see J-Rock on that stage. I believe he has an album coming soon. And then you got my dog, Schoolboy Q, Ab-Soul. Like, that's what's so crazy. And I keep forgetting that I'm old, but it's just crazy to think that it's a segment of Kendrick Lamar fans who don't really know who or what Black Hippy represented. Like, I feel like for me, like I said, I'm 30. Okay, I graduated high school in 2012. 2012, that's when Black Hippy was like, they were like, oh, all of these guys are going to be like next up in hip hop. That was just such a great moment for all of them to be on that stage. We got to see Schoolboy Q perform. I love Schoolboy Q. He's going on tour soon. I got to see him when I was in college as well. He actually performed at ODU with YG, one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to. This is one of those moments where years from now, hopefully if I have kids, I'm going to be able to tell them. Unfortunately, I was at work, but I will be like, yo, I remember when I saw Kendrick Lamar on Amazon, of all places, performing at I forgot what it's called, performing in Compton, and he got hundreds of Bloods and Crips on stage with him. He got some baddies dancing on stage. Like, this was just a historic moment. And also, shout out to Amazon. They've been doing a lot of these like concerts and stuff recently. Their production is so good. Their production, like, it was one moment when, you know, Kendrick was doing the wop, 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 and the camera was switching all over. As a guy who works in TV and works in production, I love seeing stuff like that, and especially the reaction that it's been getting online and just seeing everybody also love it. So cool. Shout out to Amazon. And then Kendrick Lamar, he performed Not Like Us, They Not Like Us like 5-6 times. By the time the show was like ending, I had to go focus on other parts of my job, so I kind of missed it. I saw when like Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan was on stage, LeBron James was in the crowd, and I was just like, where is David Stern at? David Stern would have shut down all this. He would have saw Russell Westbrook crip walking, and then David Stern would have came down from the rafters like Sting, and then all the lights would have cut off. This was just so good, man. And like I said, I like Kendrick. I criticize Kendrick because I criticize anybody else. You know, I like Drake more, but I criticize Drake a lot. I criticize Kendrick a lot. I don't like every single thing Kendrick does. That does not mean that I'm a hater. This was just such a dope moment. This was just such a legendary moment. This is going to be a moment that 20, 30, 40 years from now, people are going to still be talking about. This is going to be in documentaries one day, especially when he was performing They Not Like Us, and he was like holding the A minor, you know what I'm saying, when he was doing all that stuff. He killed that part, and I don't even like that song. I don't like They Not Like Us. Forget the beef. I just don't really like that song. The beat is hard. I don't really like that song. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. His lung, bro. If you watch some of the earlier performers during like DJ Headset, I hate when rappers, especially rappers, when they're rapping and it's just their background vocals going off for the most part. Like, it was some dude, I don't remember his name, but he was on stage and he was just kind of like vibing, you know, with the background track going. And I'm like, bro, we don't know you enough that you have the privilege to just vibe on stage. You're supposed to try to show us why we should check your music out. Like, I'm not gonna pay $50, $60, $70 to see you on stage and you just vibe into your own music. Like, that's such a lost art of performers today. It's so many people that don't know how to actually perform. So seeing Kendrick Lamar, like, I saw somebody say, I didn't see him take a single sip of water. Like, he had his little breaks where he was just walking back and forth, but he could say, you know, I was getting the energy from the crowd. Kendrick killed it. This whole show, even though I'm an OVO soldier, like I said, Drake is my guy. This concert, this was a 10 out of 10. But I will say with this, people are overreacting like they always do. People are saying, oh, this is his Ja Rule moment, that Drake is done, this was his funeral, it's a wrap for him. I don't believe that at all. I feel like the only people that truly believe that Drake's career is done is people who already didn't like Drake before his beef even happened. If you didn't like Drake in the last 15 years, I'm sorry. I don't care about your opinion. Drake is going to be just fine. I was in DC partying last weekend. Drake songs came on the club. People was rocking. People was rocking. All right. Drake is going to be just fine. If Drake, like 2 months from now, what we're in June, if Drake in like September, October, he just randomly posts a OVO sound picture and it says scary hours and it's like 4 a.m. in the morning and he drops like a 3-pack, Drake is going to be just fine. Including myself, I saw some people questioning if Whitney was there. It did come out later that somebody did get a video that Whitney, Kendrick Lamar's fiance, that she was in the crowd, so she was there. But yeah, just overall, this concert was great. Like, I skipped the gym so I could just come talk about this real quick, because the whole time when I was watching this, I was just like, this was amazing. This was amazing, bro. I got to see Black Hippy reunion. I got to see Dom Kennedy. I got to see YG. Like, Dr. Dre was there. I feel like one nail in the coffin that would have been cool is if Snoop Dogg was actually there too. Because when the Still Dre beat came on, I thought Snoop Dogg was going to be one of the people that came out. Obviously, it's Dre's song, but with Snoop and the whole tailor-made freestyle thing, I was like, oh, is Snoop here? Also, Future wasn't there. Metro wasn't there. I think Metro is actually touring right now. Future wasn't there. It was videos of The Weeknd. The Weeknd was in the crowd. He didn't come on stage. Drake will be fine. Will Drake be able to go back to California? He probably will. I don't know how soon for that. But musically, Drake will be fine. Kendrick Lamar, great show, great performer, legendary night. Hip hop is back, bro. We got diss concerts going on. We got Bloods and Crips dancing on stage to a diss record calling the man a pedophile with kids on stage. The irony. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things in this channel. What were your thoughts on this concert? What was your favorite moments? Was there any parts of the show that you were upset about, that you were disappointed? What was your favorite parts of the show? Like I said, for me, I love seeing Dom Kennedy. I love seeing Black Hippy. I wish we would have got a Snoop Dogg. And of course, me being an EXO member, I would have loved to see The Weeknd actually on stage, but he was in the crowd. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Love you guys. Tell us when you love them. Until next time, see you in the next life.